expect me to stay like I'm your only escape.
What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Main back again with another Sistas video, and in this video I'm talking about episode 16 at 7. Let's get into it. Alright, y'all, if you missed it, I did a live last week talking about Sistas with y'all, and I did my episode 15 breakdown live, so go ahead and check that out after this video if you missed it. I do feel like episode 16 was more of a build up and setup episode versus anything else. We got a ton of information and little Easter eggs for things that are definitely going to be coming down the line, more so than any kind of like big revelations for this particular episode. So the episode opens with Zach and Hayden, who ran into each other at Zach's duplex, or soon to be duplex, because Hayden has been spying on Fatima's phone calls and heard about it, and he is sick. He is sick that Fatima is a thing. He is sick that he is a clown. He is sick that he can never get the girl. He is sick that he ain't fine like Zach. He is just sick, honey, okay? And he comes to the duplex to put in a backup offer because he's trying to figure out how did Zach afford this, how has he changed his life, how he's quit chain breakers, and ultimately how can he try to get in the mix and mess everything up. So after an interesting altercation or confrontation with them at the duplex, we actually get to see Hayden go on about his business. I'm very glad that Zach didn't put them paws on him because, you know, he kind of needed them paws to be placed on him, but Hayden is definitely the type of guy who would incite you or provoke you to do something physical to him and have the phone ready with 911 dialed already as you're beating the hell out of him, just so that he can get you locked up. So that was a setup, Zach, that you didn't walk into, and I'm very, very proud of you for that. I really want Tyler Perry to get to a place where he wraps up Hayden's storyline, because the stalker, the dangerous black man who is obsessed with this woman, he thinks he's entitled to this woman. While it is a very real thing and it happens out here in the world, I ain't trying to see it in my entertainment because it's almost triggering, honestly. It's too much. The people who need to see it, like the men like this who need to see it, probably will never see it, and then making women see it because we're the ones who are watching this show and loving this show is just like throwing it back up in our faces, and I'm over it. Hayden is pathetic, like utterly pathetic, and it's not even like funny or cute. It's really dangerous. Like either they're going to get rid of this storyline or wrap it up, or they need to make it a little bit more lighthearted and fumbly, because he is giving, and I just learned this new word, y'all, but I've been in the deep dives of the interwebs and I just learned what an incel is, and he's kind of giving that. He's very much so dangerous. I talked about this extensively on my Twitter. He is dangerous, and he's going to be a problem, and not only a problem for Fatima and her safety when she interacts with him, but now when we see him actually interacting with Zach, he's putting Zach in a position to try to get him to go back to jail knowing his history, and it's just a problem all around. Now also in this episode we get to see Jacobi reappear. He comes with flowers in hands and this baby, please, oh please forgive me, please let's go to dinner, please Sabrina, I know I was wrong. And it's just like, sir, in what world? In what world do you think you can tell a woman that you're going to file charges against her for sexual assault that she did not do, just because you got fired for some stuff that you actually did do, and you think that she's going to take you back? Honestly, it's the audacity and the entitlement for me, but it actually speaks true to what tons and tons of black men actually move around this world with. The audacity. Like, Sabrina owes Jacobi nothing, and not that I think that in this scene he was acting like she owed him anything, but him actually having the audacity to show up back at the bank, demand that she speak to him, demand that they like go to dinner, and like she continue to give him access to her being. It's just like, sir, are you high? What are you smoking? Is this some kind of new strain or something? Because they really got you lifted out here in these streets. I don't give a damn about your big puppy dog eyes. I don't care about these flowers. I don't care about your little soft voice. You crossed the line that you cannot come back from, and I'm so proud of Sabrina for not caving and not actually allowing this boy to engage with her in the same ways that he was before, because he's lost that privilege and he ain't never getting it back. So go on, get. But they are priming us for the crossover between all the Queen's men and Sistas, because she finds out and we hear her tell Danni later on in the episode that Jacobi ain't his real name and he's been doing this to other people, and he's landed on thick talking about about he really needs this job. So that's going to tie into the fact that like he had just gotten out of jail, and all the Queen's men, his backstory is he just got out of jail. He can't actually find a job or keep a job, and that's what puts him on the pole. So we definitely are going to see that coming, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I am excited to see the crossover between all the Queen's men and Sistas. So if Jacobi got to keep popping up just so that we can, you know, get that little seamless segue, I'm here for it. But I don't want Sabrina to ever be exposed or engaged with him in that way, because that's traumatic AF, and I would never wish that. Even on my worst enemy, I would never wish that kind of experience. All right, in this episode, y'all were letting Karen have it on social media, honey. Karen is on a mission. She shows up at the airport as she told Danni she was going to do. She needs to talk to Zach. Ultimately, Danni gets Zach on the phone, and they set up a time to meet at Danni's house to actually talk, because she needs to hear Zach tell her to her face, look at her in the eyes, that he don't love her and that it's completely over, for her to be over it. And like, I know that y'all are reading Karen for filth, and I have always been a Karen empath and sympathetic to her, because I definitely have felt like I've been in her position before. I understand what Karen got going on. Yes, is it causing issues or creating a little bit of static with the team and what they got going on? Yes. Does Zach actually owe her this? No, he doesn't. But I am proud of Zach that he's actually going to give her this moment of closure that she's asking for. I understand why she needs it, because y'all, she's actually struggling and subconsciously still channeling Zach while she's with Aaron. So I can see why she's actually pursuing this final conversation, so she can try to figure out what is going on with her mentally, where is she at, and how she can move on. Because in all honesty, while everybody is saying that Karen needs to just let it go, I don't think that she's not trying to let it go, y'all, but she's calling out this boy's name while she's trying to sleep with Aaron and thinking about him and ruminating over all these things. So this is her trying to get to a place of actually moving on. This is her trying to get to a place of actually letting it go. And just hear me out, her getting Zach to tell her to her face that he don't want her, that he don't love her, and she is nothing, is a way that she can process in her mind and release some of the notions and some of the things that she's still nostalgic about and that she's still going back to in reference to their relationship. I don't know another like quicker way to, you know, really have to come to terms with the fact that something is over quicker than the person telling you like, bruh, this is it, I don't want you, leave me the hell alone, yada yada yada. Now I don't think that Zach is going to be rude or anything like that, but again, I could just see why Karen wants this last conversation. So I ain't mad at it. I'm actually glad that Zach is going to give her that. Everybody is all in a ruckus on social media talking about he need to bring Fatima to this thing. I don't know if he's going to bring Fatima to this thing. I don't know how I would feel if he actually did bring Fatima to this thing. I'm just glad that they're having a conversation, and I will talk a little bit more about that in my preview video for next week's episode, because we will see the conversation in next week's episode. Now also in this episode we get to see Maurice chit-chatting with his good girlfriend, his good Judy, about how Q called him, and his friend knows him very well and is like, are you considering sleeping with Q again? Are you gonna go back down that road? So we get that moment and processing that. Like, I really like what they're doing with Maurice's character. I hope that he doesn't go back down this road, but I do think that it's a bunch of nuance and complicatedness in reference to his sex drive and his interest in Q in that way, and his idea. Like, Maurice has a little bit of a savior complex, just a little bit, and I think that he still wants to save Q. So I could definitely see this not being over in reference to them and him going back down this road and engaging with him in this way or in some way. And then we also get to see Maurice talk to Calvin about Sabrina, and he really just lays everything out on the line and tells him exactly where Sabrina's mind is, which prompts Calvin to go over there and talk to her and bring some food and just level with her. I thought this was kind of cool that they were able to get to the place of actually, you know, getting on common ground and just really being honest with each other. It's interesting to me that Calvin now is like so nervous to tell Sabrina about all the stuff that this woman that he was sleeping with also is willing to do in bed, and that's the big determining factor on why he's still messing with her, and how she is not inhibited by, you know, preconceived notions and thoughts, and they don't judge each other in the bedroom. But like, you and Sabrina haven't even gotten there yet. Like, y'all literally had just made up. 3 hours later you in the bed with this girl. Like, are you a sex addict or what? Because it's giving you can't control yourself, it's giving you need a little bit too much sex, it's giving maybe y'all still ain't right for each other. But if y'all gonna have these conversations and be sensible adults, then okay, y'all not, you know, running up my annoyance meter that much in this episode. I'm gonna let y'all live, but still also y'all need to go ahead and decide really soon if y'all gonna be together or if you're not, because y'all do be kind of irky. Andi shows up at the salon in this episode. And Andi. Girl, can you go on vacation, sis? Just go take a break. Just go sit somewhere and drink a mojito and just reflect, sis, because now you all up in Karen's business. She shows up at the salon as if she's a friend and like she's trying to show up for her friend, but then she's also pushing Karen to let this thing go with Zach, but she's also saying that she don't want to be in the middle. Meanwhile, girl, you're putting yourself right in the dang on middle. Like, you're coming to ask Karen all these questions about her feelings for Zach and what she got going on her end, but then you also don't want to answer any of her questions. So it's just like, girl, you could just shut up and this could be dead, because she didn't come to your job asking these questions. You came to hers. You got your own problems going on, because Gary is sitting at your house right now setting you up with this therapist who's giving fatal attraction. Something is wrong with this therapist and they need to snatch her license, y'all. They really need to snatch her license. So you really need to be thinking about that. You need to be thinking about how you're going to get from under Gary and under Robin so that you can make that transition and move on and be healthy. Like, Andi don't need to give nobody no advice. Andi don't need to be asking nobody to call her and give her the tea and update her and all that jazz. Andi needs to really focus on herself, what she got going on with this horrible man and this horrible man's horrible choice of a therapist, and really get into a place of just being happy, because it's all this drama. And for why? For what, sis? Alright, y'all, that is my full breakdown of episode 16 at 7. It's your girl Erica Vane, coming to you with new Sistas videos multiple times a week. So hit the subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss any of my Sistas videos. I am coming to you very soon with the preview for next week's episode, my breakdowns and predictions for that, and we're going to talk about Karen, Zach, and Fatima again. So be on the lookout for that video as well. I will see you in my next Sistas video. And let me know what you thought in the comment section down below of this video. Bye!